Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying productive? At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, has been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. Trello keeps everyone on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com.
This is Silver and Black Today, live on CBS Sports Radio 1140.
All right, welcome back to CBS Sports Radio 1140 and the Silver and Black Today as we roll on through this national emergency. But when it comes to Raider Nation, it helps to be able to talk a little bit of football, right, guys? I mean, let's not forget that even if we're locked in the house, everybody's got their passion, everybody's got their love for football, and that includes all of us here. I'm Scott Branson, joined, of course, by Chaz Osborne and Kelly Kreiner. And now joining us via phone, we are doing bunker broadcasting from Nevada in the bunker in Brooklyn. Oh, boy, the alliteration continues. It is our senior NFL analyst and a contributor at Bleacher Report, Mr. Moe Moton. How you doing, Mo?
Doing pretty well. I haven't been outside in 7 days, so doing pretty well.
7 days. Well, I know for you there, I mean, you're in the epicenter, right? I mean, what's happening in New York State, not just the city, but the state is tragic, and our thoughts and prayers are with everybody there, of course. So I can understand why you haven't been out of the house, and of course you have family too, so you got to be careful. Mo, as you stay safe, you've been very, very busy writing about the NFL as you always do, and one of the things that you did this week up on Silver and Black Today was how the Raiders free agency moves change the roster outlook. Clearly, you just heard our interview with Hunter Renfrow about how excited he was to see what the Raiders did on defense, especially, when you're an offensive player and you have a better defense to put you in better field position, that is exciting. But when you look at what happened overall, let's take that 50,000-foot level look first, Mo. When you look at what the Raiders were able to do and the needs they addressed, I like almost everything they did. What's your takeaway so far on the Raiders' moves?
My main takeaway is I know the fans want to see big, splashy moves. I know before free agency started, everyone was like, they need Yannick Ngakoue, you need Chris Jones, you need this guy. Of course, they tried to swing. They swung for Byron Jones, didn't hit. The Dolphins outbid him. But pretty much the moves are give them a lot of flexibility. I think you talked about that with Jason Fitzgerald earlier. They didn't go for the 4 or 5 year deals. As you remember, the Raiders were in cap purgatory before McKenzie arrived. Tom Delaney is a big part of cleaning that up. But now the Raiders have a lot of flexibility with a lot of 2-3 year deals, some of the 1 year deals, so they can move guys in and out if they need to. And I think that's a smart move. But they also fill some voids. As you know, 2 linebackers. I know a lot of people aren't excited about Eli Apple, but he is a placeholder in case they don't draft a cornerback early. I think they didn't need a tight end, but Jason Witten brings something to that group. And the defensive line, of course, with Columnist and Malik Collins, who I talked about in that column, were underrated signups, in my opinion.
They were. And Mo, the thing is, you talked about fans, and fans. Of course, it's passion, right? It's short for fanatic. Of course, you see people act emotional about their team. But your point about Eli Apple, I think, is important because you live in a day and age, and with the salary cap and with as many needs as they have, yes, it would have been great to get Byron Jones. But when you look at the deal he got, those are the kind of deals that the Raiders got in trouble with in the past, giving long-term, big-money contracts to guys that didn't end up filling the needs long-term and didn't perform up to their standards. So I like what Fitzgerald said earlier on the show, that when you look at these contracts, you're not seeing teams commit to those deals and give that money up front. And a lot of Raider fans were talking about, well, we're cash poor because we're not giving these big signing bonus. And that's just not true. It's being prudent with your money, is it not?
It is, and I think I agree with something Kelly Kreiner said on your
Whoa, you agree with something Kelly said?
Episode. Yeah, I listened to Kelly Kreiner and actually agree with what he said. Why would you commit a large salary to a player if you're not close to winning a Super Bowl? Now, I know Raiders fans sometimes are very optimistic and they think every year is Super Bowl year. But being honest about it, they're not right there from a Super Bowl where they say, okay, if we just add this player, we can get over the top. If you're still building up to that crescendo, building up to that point, You want to give yourself flexibility just in case something goes awry and you can get out of a bad contract. Now, teams that are committing to these players long term that have a Super Bowl chance, I get it, because you feel like, okay, if we had this player or this couple of players, we can get to a Super Bowl with that, and then we will deal with the consequences after. We win the big game, and then worry about that after. The Raiders are not at that point, so I think for them, they need to spread out the money, more flexible deals, shorter deals, and work with that and take it in a year-by-year basis versus, okay, I'm just going to spend 5 years, $82 million on one player and see where it goes.
Again, we're
hey,
talking
Mo,
to
it's Chaz.
No, that's okay. We're talking to Moe Moton, our senior NFL columnist at Silver and Black Today and a contributor over at Bleacher Report.
Mo, it's Chaz. I was just talk about how this free agency is kind of changed the dynamic of the draft now going forward.
Yeah, everyone was, not everyone, Raiders fans were set on a linebacker at 12 or 19. A lot of people talked about Kenneth Murray or Patrick Queen as being the optimal choices. I think that's pretty much changed. A lot of fans are still stuck on Kenneth Murray and saying, no, we still have to draft Kenneth Murray if he's there because best player available. But if you look at it, the Raiders spent money on 2 linebackers during free agency. They were hesitant to draft a linebacker early in drafts when they needed a linebacker. So do you really think they're going to draft a linebacker in the first round after spending on 2 linebackers? Not going to happen. So I think that changes with 12-19. Of course, a wide receiver is probably their top need right now. And then you go with a cornerback or maybe a safety, depending on who's available on that board at 19 or even 12. I think a sleeper pick would be if someone like Derek Brown falls. I did a first-round mock draft where I didn't see a good spot for him in the top 10. It's a possibility that he could fall. Isaiah Simmons, all the Raiders fans are still hoping that he falls. I don't see it happening. Of course, I think he would play safety if the Raiders drafted him, but there's always a possibility. You can never say never.
Yeah, and Mo, one of the things I was going to talk about too was you mentioned in your story the signing of Marcus Mariota and Derek Carr getting that push. And I said months ago, I said, listen, to me, I was not convinced Derek Carr would be gone. I know some people want him gone. I said he would be, as you have said all along, under center for the Raiders when they open up Allegiant Stadium. And I still think that to be true. But Marcus Mariota coming in, I thought was a great move, not only because you're getting a good guy and a guy who with maybe a change of scenery finds his game and some stability, which he mentioned actually when he talked to a Hawaii TV station this week about signing with the Raiders, but to have a veteran quarterback behind you to push you. And I think if you talk to players, I don't care who they are, to have someone there to push them to be their best is sometimes when you see a guy do the most that they can. Do you expect that relationship with Mariota and him being there to push Carr to be the best that he can be?
The Raiders couldn't have gone out and got a guy more like Derek Carr than Marcus Mariota. I mean, soft-spoken guy, not really fiery. I just want to put this out there. A lot of people say, John Gruden needs a fiery quarterback like a Rich Gannon, and they prove that that's not really the case. John Gruden wants someone who's just going to run his offense, and I think Marcus Mariota, with his mobility, can do that. He can be efficient when he throws the football. But like you said, I think, and I tweeted this, pressure bust pipes or it makes signings, and I think we'll see how Derek Carr responds to that pressure. Now, of course, they're going to be cordial to each other and help each other when they can. But Derek Carr knows that if he doesn't play well, Marcus Mariota will be there to step in and run that offense if he's not playing well. So I think we'll see how he responds. A lot of people don't think he's going to respond well to pressure because of how he is in the pocket. But I think he's very competitive. If you watch any Derek Carr interview, I mean, he looked up to Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant. And I think he understands, like, look, I got to play well or else I'm going to lose my job.
Hey, Mo, it's Kelly. Just a quick question for you. Chad's kind of touched on the draft. Free agencies kind of covered up some of the big spots where they need certain positions, so you can kind of go best player available. At 12, who do you want to see there logically? Obviously, you'd love to see Chase Young there. But who do you want to see at 12 for the Raiders?
I would say it's splitting hairs between Jerry Jeudy and Lamb. If I had to pick one and say you had to go with one, I would probably go with Jerry Jeudy just because of his route running. I'm not saying Lamb or even Ruggs are bad route runners. The misconception out there is that Ruggs is not a good route runner. He's pretty solid there. But I think Jeudy is – I tweeted this yesterday. People say he's too finesse. And a lot of people say he mounts his game after Amari Cooper. Now, if you remember, Amari Cooper had some pretty good years with Derek Carr. So if Jerry Jeudy is the next Amari Cooper or something similar, I would want that. But I would say 1B, if they get CeeDee Lamb, I'm fine with that because he's a yak monster. He's strong with his hands. Some people say, he's too slow. I don't worry about speed wide receivers. I just need to know that they can catch the football. Devontae Adams, not necessarily known as a burner. DeAndre Hopkins, not known as a burner. Michael Thomas, not known as a burner. And they're three of the top wide receivers in the league. Mike Evans, another one, not known as a burner. One of the top 5 wide receivers in the league. So I'm not worried about speed with Lamb. I really like Lamb, but I also the whole route running thing with Jeudy, I lean toward that. But I would be just as happy with either. Really, it's really like splitting very fine hairs between the two.
All right, Mo, I know you're extremely busy. We appreciate you spending some time with us on your Sunday, and we'll catch up with you real soon.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Mo.
Over there in Vegas.
Yeah, you too, my friend. All right, Moe Moton, senior NFL columnist with SilverandBlackToday.com and also at Bleacher Report. He's a contributor over there. Really, really busy. He's been swamped, so we wanted to have him for an extended time, but he's just too dang busy. We'll get him on again real soon. I know readers and the listeners love listening to him. All right, we're going to step aside when we come back. We're going to be joined by John Vizcarra. John over at Stage Door Casino. They are closed with the shutdown of Nevada, but their convenience store is open. We're going to talk to him about how Raider Nation's supporting them and how you can too. You're listening to the Silver and Black Today here on CBS Sports Radio 1140.